Welcome back to the channel. Or if this is your very first time here, you're not here by accident. Something pulled you in. Maybe curiosity, maybe music, maybe the story behind the voice. And today, we're stepping into something deeper than just performance. We're stepping into creation. Because what happens when a voice that already moves millions decides it's not enough to just sing, but to create? Today, we're talking about the passion for composing, the quiet, powerful, emotional world inside Ignazio Boschetto, a world most fans don't fully see, but one that might actually be the truest version of him. Now let me ask you something before we go further. Have you ever felt something so deep that no words you knew could explain it? Something sitting heavy in your chest, and the only way to release it was through music? Stay with me, because that's where this story begins. Ignazio didn't just wake up one day and decide to compose music. No, this kind of passion doesn't come from nowhere. It grows slowly, like a fire that starts with a spark. And for him, that spark was always there, hidden behind the powerful notes, behind the stage lights, behind the applause. When most people hear his voice, they hear control, strength, perfection. But what they don't always hear is the emotion underneath, the thoughts, the stories, the unfinished sentences in his mind that needed somewhere to go. And that somewhere became composing. Imagine being surrounded by music your entire life, not just listening to it, but living in it. Every rehearsal, every performance, every harmony shared with his group. It all builds something inside you. But at some point, performing songs written by others starts to feel incomplete, like wearing someone else's story. And that's where composing becomes more than a skill. It becomes a need. Ignazio's passion for composing is not about proving anything. It's not about fame or charts or recognition. It's about expression. It's about taking everything he feels, love, pressure, growth, fear, joy, and turning it into something real, something you can hear, something you can feel. Let me bring you closer into that moment. Picture him alone. No audience, no cameras, just silence. Maybe a piano, maybe a melody looping in his head. And in that silence, something begins to form. A note, then another, then a phrase. And suddenly, it's not silence anymore. It's emotion turning into sound. Have you ever noticed how different a song feels when you know the artist wrote it themselves? It hits differently, right? Because it's no longer just music. It's a piece of someone's soul. And that's exactly what composing means to Ignazio. It's not about getting it perfect the first time. In fact, most of the time, it's messy. Ideas come and go. Melodies change. Lyrics don't always fit. But that's the beauty of it. It's real. There's something powerful about creating something from nothing. No blueprint, no guarantee. Just a feeling and the courage to follow it. And here's where it gets deeper. Composing forces honesty. You can't hide behind someone else's words. You can't pretend. When you write music, you're exposing parts of yourself that people might never see otherwise. And that's not easy. So let me ask you again. Would you be brave enough to turn your deepest emotions into something the world can hear? Because that's what he's doing. Every note he writes carries a piece of his journey. The young boy discovering music, the artist growing under the spotlight, the man learning who he is beyond the stage. And composing becomes the bridge between all those versions of himself. It's like he's having a conversation, not just with his audience, but with himself. Now think about this. When you listen to a song, you're hearing the final version, the polished sound, the completed story. But behind that song is a process. Late nights, doubt, inspiration hitting at random moments, rewriting, changing, starting over. That's where passion lives, not in the final product, but in the process. And Ignazio's love for composing lives right there, in the quiet moments no one sees. You know what's interesting? Some artists chase attention, others chase perfection. But composers, they chase meaning. They want to feel something real. They want you to feel something real. And that's why when Ignazio creates, it's not just about making a good song. It's about creating a connection between him and you, between his story and yours. Because even if you've never lived his life, emotions are universal. Love feels like love, pain feels like pain, hope feels like hope. And music translates all of that without needing explanation. That's the magic. But here's something people don't talk about enough. Composing can be lonely. It's not always this beautiful, romantic process. Sometimes it's frustrating. Sometimes ideas don't come. Sometimes you question yourself. Is this good enough? Will people understand this? Am I saying too much or not enough? And yet You keep going because something inside you refuses to stay silent. That's passion, and that's exactly what drives Ignazio. Now let's flip this for a second. Imagine if he never explored composing. Imagine if he stayed only as a performer. Still incredible, right? Still successful, still admired, but something would be missing. That deeper layer, that personal touch, that raw authenticity. Because performing shows talent, but composing reveals identity, and people connect with identity. That's why fans don't just admire artists, they feel like they know them. And composing is one of the purest ways to show who you really are. So when Ignazio writes, he's not just making music, he's telling you who he is, without filters, without scripts, just truth. Now I want you to think about your own life for a moment. What's something inside you that you've never expressed? Not because you don't want to, but because you don't know how? That's exactly where creativity begins. For some, it's music. For others, it's writing, art, storytelling, even content creation like what we're doing right here on this channel. It's all the same at the core, turning something invisible into something real. And that's why this topic matters. Because Ignazio's passion for composing isn't just about him. It's a reminder that you don't have to keep everything inside, that you can create something from your own experiences, that your voice, whatever form it takes, matters. Now let's go even deeper. There's a moment in every creative journey where you stop caring about what people expect and you start focusing on what feels true. That's when everything changes. That's when composing becomes freedom. Freedom to explore new sounds, freedom to take risks, freedom to be vulnerable. And you can feel that shift when an artist reaches that point. The music becomes more personal, more emotional, more alive. And that's the space Ignazio continues to grow into. He's not just following a path, he's creating one. And every composition becomes a step forward in that journey. So next time you listen to a song connected to him, don't just hear it. Listen for the intention. Listen for the emotion behind each note. Ask yourself, what is he trying to say here? What am I feeling right now? Why does this connect with me? Because that's where the real experience begins. Not just in hearing, but in understanding. And honestly, that's what makes music timeless. Now, before we wrap this up, I want to bring it back to you again. Because this channel isn't just about telling stories, it's about involving you in them. So here's the question I want you to really think about. If you had the chance to compose your own song right now, what would it be about? Would it be love, pain, your journey, your dreams, or something you've never told anyone before? Drop your answer in the comments. I'm actually curious to read what you come up with. And if this kind of content, diving deeper into artists, emotions, and the stories behind the music, is something you want more of, then don't just watch and leave. Hit that subscribe button, join the channel, be part of this, because we're just getting started, and there's so much more to explore. So subscribe, like, and comment your thoughts below, and I'll see you in the next one.